Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Brian with the Denver and Rio Grande West Iron Horse Route. For archive purposes, it is Wednesday, July 18th. Um, Coming to you today with a few things. Since I do let this archive, I'm going to talk for a second until somebody jumps in. I hope we get some people into chat here in a sec. Um, yeah. So what I've got going on today is I'm working on shooting video 6, completing the water ripples, the waves, and there is my man Claude. Good afternoon, Claude. How are you? I was talking to myself. I'm glad you jumped in, even if it's just for a minute. How are you, bud? I'm pretty good. It's been it's Wednesday, and it was running like a Thursday. I was getting ready to shift into Friday mode. It was going so good. And then I got a text, had to shift down into Tuesday mode, and almost down into Monday. Didn't quite have to go into Monday mode though. And so I'm trying to get back into Wednesday mode. So I came out to y'all. Thank you for watching episode 5. I appreciate that, Claude. I haven't got into all my comments yet. And Dave, BNSF in scale, Dave, how are you, buddy? So challenges this afternoon. I actually came on live at a different time. So what's good about that is we might have some new friends jump in. We may or may not. It may be a bad time for some of our usual guys. I don't really know. How's video quality? It looks all right here. But I've actually got the stuff here to do that experiment, Dave and Claude, trying to thin the silicone caulk. And we'll do that in a little while. Maybe get a couple people in here. We'll try that. I've got, I'll explain it later. I don't want to have to say it twice. But I was thinking coming on this time could be really cool because we might get some new friends with us that could join us at any time. Also, though, we have the curveballs of life outside the train shed that occur at a different time. So we could have to deal with those. And with those types of adversity, see, I was going to go on at about 255, and then that kind of changed to 325, and then it went to 355, and due to adversity. And most people might say, don't go live, and I say nonsense. If we got to stop, we got to stop. I didn't have time to hardly do much in regard to checking, so I'm glad we got a good picture. Well, Dave, thank you for jumping in, though, and saying hello. We appreciate it. We could have a lot of people driving from work right now, too. I know Steve's in Train Mountain, or on his way. James, good afternoon. How are you, bud? James Carroll in the house. We had Dave BNSF. He jumped in to say hello. I think he's got to step out for a sec, or he's not available for chat. And then we have Claude. How you doing today, James? I hear you. Man, it's hot here too. Well, I don't know. Let's see. But that light's too bright. I'm gonna have to see if I can. Give me just a sec, guys. Yeah. All right. That is better. Very nice. All right. James, what region are you coming to us from, bud? Clearly not Canada. Well, I mean, actually, maybe it's hot up there. I don't even know. I know it got hot in Colorado, but it wasn't bad. So, Claude, I actually have a question for you. I was going to bring up later, but you have this kind of know-how that I really don't. Above my head is about a 14. Oh yeah, babe. All right. I got a 14-foot ceiling in the train shed. There is a small gap, 4 foot by maybe 6 foot hole that you can, to get up in there. It's like a loft. Now, I'm talking to you about this because I don't, it's totally not used. All that space is totally wasted. It's about 3.5 feet tall up there if you're crawling. Um, anyway, at the peak, it's almost 4 feet tall. But anyway, my question being is, I'm in South Mississippi. It's hot, and I have a window unit in here, and it runs like a scalded dog and too hard. And this ceiling has panels, okay, and so I could easily take one of the panels and remove it and have open ceiling space. And that's a very long story to ask you. If I move one of these panels and open up this area above my head to the ceiling, 12 and a half, 13, 14 feet, whatever, am I going to have a lot more trouble keeping it cool because I've taken this kind of cap and, I've removed something that's basically, you know what I'm asking? Does it make any sense? Hey, John. Yeah, but it'd be cool. Right now I've got um, a 7 foot ceiling above my head, and just this one panel that's a 4 by, it's a 4 by 6 or a 4 by 8 sheet, I think. um I'd open up a little space, but I might try it. So I mean, Claude, basically I'm thinking that it's probably having to cool that space anyway. It's just, I don't know. It might be, I don't know. It kind of feels like it might trap the cold air down, having that ceiling. Um, but it could also let heat rise. We're gonna check. It's good to have y'all with us today. We've got 4 people together. I would like to have, I probably should run a fan out here. I don't know why I don't. Okay, I see what you're saying. Somebody suggested a fan too. I mean, it's about to get, well, it's going to get ugly for a minute, but we're not far away from it starting to dip back down to the right. I mean, I got tomatoes growing, if that tells you anything. Tomatoes won't grow, or tomatoes won't, excuse me, little baby tomatoes won't become big tomatoes um, if it's over 90 degrees. And man, we had that, that tropical storm came through, that the edge hit us and we got all that soggy weather and everything. But what it did was it dropped the temps around here to low enough for 4 or 5 days where I got 40 or 50 tomatoes that popped out. Hey, bless you, Caulk. So what I got going on, obviously, if any of y'all probably, most of y'all saw it. I've uploaded video 5. I did the pour, it went well, and then now I'm shooting the video on now I'm shooting the video on ripples and waves and kind of rapids, and that is proven to be pretty cool, but it's taken a long time to dry. This stuff right here is really good stuff, but it is white. It dries clear, but man, it takes a while to dry clear. Uh-oh, I forgot. I used this right here. Is that now? That was about 36 hours ago, and it's still turning white. It's still going clear. It's not clear yet. We're in the thickest spot. So what we were talking about is basically our experiment. I hear you, Claude. Our experiment was in discussion of, long story short, you got Woodland Scenics water. Okay. I got video of that going down the grade. Video 5 came out this morning. Shameless plug. Okay, that's the thinnest that I just showed you. Next is ripples. That's thicker. Waves, even thicker. And this is kind of different. This is almost like this behaves like Mod Podge or something, basically, but it's thicker. But it works real well. I got it. I was able to work it into some rock areas that I was having trouble having stuff flow through. It's kind of pasty, but what we were talking about is, long story short, I figured out that you can make all these from this, which would be the least expensive. And all you've got to do is, after you stir, we're going to do an experiment live on this one day because I got a little left. After you do the second stir on this, you stir this 5 minutes, let it sit 5 minutes, stir it again 5 minutes. If you got to add pigment at that second stir, you do it after 1 minute of stirring, you add the pigment and stir the next 4. All right, it's ready to pour when you're done stirring, but it's really thin. So depending upon, if you're not pouring down a grade, if you don't need your product to be thick, and if you're not wanting it to be real deep, you could go ahead and pour right then. Now, the steeper the grade you got, the longer you would let this product rest. This product resting 10 minutes is just like the ripples, or a little bit thicker. About 3 or 4 more minutes and you're going to have waves. And what you're going to have is way more of this by letting this thicken. All right, you got like 24 ounces here. Not 24, 12 ounces here. So once you pour this and let it thicken, you could actually use this for all the areas. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I was trying to say. Then that I said all that to say this. This cost $7. Roy, Container Man, said that, hey, Roy, if you're here, Container Man the other day said you can just use plain, straight up $2 clear caulk. And so the discussion came up, well, this works. This is basically the waves in thickness. Dries similarly, clearly. Okay. So if we could thin this, we'd have a huge tube of this for Container Man's $2. All right. So, hey, JT1. All right. So, I got a bug on me. That don't happen much out here even, because I kind of got it sealed off pretty good. So are y'all with me on that? John, you with me? He is. I just saw him. All right. So what I'm going to do is this is 91% isopropyl. Okay. This is water. Mineral spirits. John's suggestion. Now, I already know for a fact, and I can't prove it without showing you a video, which that gets into streaming stuff. I ain't doing all that. So I already know that 70% isopropyl will not work to thin the product. It turns into a gooey mess. So I've got these, and what I'm going to do is for y'all today, for your viewing pleasure, I am going to do an experiment with all three. Kind of know the water's not going to work. If you have any other suggestions of something that might work that I might have out here, you could throw that out as well. If water need dish soap to keep from sticking, I got it, Dave. Oh wait, but I don't know. This might be water. So, Dave, to make the experiment run true on your behalf, I will grab some dish soap prior to doing it. Now, Don John, my brother, do you need any accoutrements for your mineral spirit application in the experiment? Because see, this is John's suggestion. Dave's suggestion with soap, kind of Dave's suggestion. He said it might work. I don't think he's like saying it will. He's saying it's worth testing. And then we got the 91%, which is mine. What I'm trying to go with. What I need is 99%, according to Luke APS. He takes a similar product and thins it easily with 99%. He did mention in his video that it's kind of like a hybrid. But I wish Container Man was here. But Claude, well, actually, all y'all might know, is this a hybrid? This is DAP 3.0. 100% waterproof, paintable, advanced hybrid sealing. All right. So I actually think we're along the right lines of what he uses. Luke APS, he thins that stuff and he adds paint to it, makes waves and water and all kind of stuff. Hey, Bill. What are you booing me for? Y'all want me to blow something up? Claude, you're destructive. My man Art, white vinegar. I might have some of that. Art. So I need dish soap, white vinegar. Because I got another jug. I got a thing. Let's see how I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I can do 5 if I got enough caulk. But again, if you're just joining us, because I had some people come in, we are talking about Woodland Scenic's water and how you can take this product and easily make the ripples and the waves that they sell in a condensed fashion for a lot more money. So it's a great product. All of them are great products. They're really great as they are. I just am wondering if we can do this. I watched Luke APS's video and he thins some caulk and uses it just like this. And so that would be extremely cost effective if I was able to do that. I mean, the thing is, here's the thing. I hear you, bud. And we're glad to have you, Bill. The route between Denver's Union Station and Winter Park, Colorado, runs along South Boulder Creek a lot because South Boulder Creek is fed from the Moffat Tunnel. All right. So from the divide right there, that's where it comes out. And I mean, that's where the train goes through. So South Boulder Creek runs all the way. I mean, basically my train diverts from that path, but it goes past Gross Reservoir. I got water all over the place on my route. And I think that's awesome. So long story short, I got to come up with some water alternatives, even though this was fantastically priced. Y'all, my understanding is somebody I live in Mississippi. Now Tennessee's connected, but we got this stuff at 85% off in Mississippi and Tennessee. Hobby Lobby, you might want to check that out. All this stuff was 85% off. 7, 10, 13, 20, another. I spent $27 on 2 boxes of this, and this. Retailed at like 8 or 9, well, not 80, about $70. Thank you, Art. Thank you, Art. I appreciate that. Art put a link down there to the video, I think. And man, I tell you what, we'll get back to the topic in just a sec, but I was disappointed. My phone was acting up, and my whole upload process, I had to actually recut the video after I sent it up because it started flickering. There's actually one part in the video where it flickers for just a second, but it was doing it bad. And the thing is, I had pictures and pictures going in, and maybe I had too much going on. But use silicone for icicles on snow scenes. I mean, it painted properly, yeah. Not for it looks just like icicles automatically. You're exactly right. But painted properly, it can be like water rapids for sure too. I wish I could show y'all the picture of what I'm going for. Oh, down to 9 babies was 12 last time they visited. All right, so what I got going on is an experiment, and what I need to do is I'm gonna have to let it run here for a sec, and I'm going to step up to the kitchen. And I've got to grab white vinegar, and I've got to grab dish soap. And so I should be gone a total of about 125 seconds. But I'm going to do that in a sec. All right, let me make sure I've said hello to everyone. JT1, I've said hello to you. Good to have you, Bill. Good to have you again, Dave. Always. Art, Claude, John. We know Steve's heading to Train Mountain. And it's good to have all y'all in here this afternoon. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away, and I'm going to grab what we need for the experiment. Be right back. Sorry. Somewhat successful. Good to be back with y'all. We lost a couple of people. Sorry about that, but I did not know I should have got these things, but I didn't think about what we might use them. Okay. Art, I have something that is advertised under my cabinet as vinegar solution. So we're going to halfway say that this might work. I have a rice vinegar. I was curious what you might think. Rice vinegar? Just brought it in case you said Big might try it. And then I got Dave's soap. Water in a bucket, add lots of soap. Squeeze in silicone. With my hands, I got to do it with my hands, Dave. Water in bucket, lots of soap. Squeeze in silicone. And what about the water, Dave? Hey, RD&T, good to see you, bud. We're glad to have you. We're about to do an experimentation type thing. I use clear but caulk tinted with. Oh, very good idea. Oh, wow. Yeah, and I might have some out here, Dave. That's gonna get real messy, but I might try stirring it, and if that doesn't work, I'll do it the other way. Because the way you're saying it, making sense to me now. I bet I can see where that would work, where stirring wouldn't, is what I'm saying, Dave. All right. So I need, and Dave, you didn't mention water in there. You said a lot of soap. Should I just not even move the camera? Because I could move it where you'd see better, but I better not chance it. I'm not going to chance it. I'll just leave it alone. Y'all can see me. So I'm gonna tell y'all a little side story while we're setting up. Putting this on right here took some guts because it's white. And I had to cover all my pretty poured water with this. And just pray it dried clear like it's supposed to. So I had like white over the top of my water, and I wasn't real happy for a while, but it's drying now. Obviously, in the thicker areas, it's still white, which is kind of cool because the areas that it's thicker right now in are the areas that would be white with foamy white ripples, kind of, because it's the thicker areas. So I imagine it's going to be pretty easy to paint. All these products used in conjunction are really great. I have to give Woodland Scenics the heads up. I mean, the thumbs up. Sorry, I'm trying to emulate your product in a cheaper fashion, but I'm kind of broke. Here's what I'll tell you. If you're with Woodland Scenics, I'll use all of you, any of the product you send me, I'll use and shoot video on as I build my layout. I have water going all over the place. It'll look like we underwater. Okay. All right, here we go. So back to the experiment because it's already been a half hour, which is cool, but so I got that and that. And Dave, what I'm going to do is note that your experiment is only going to be partially accurate. And what's the other one I'm missing? Maybe that's all. We got 4. So we got soap water, mineral spirits, isopropyl 91%, and white vinegar. And a shameless plug, it was. But I mean, if I owned Woodland Scenic and I watched my video, I'm a little biased, but I would send this fella my products and encourage him to continue using and promoting their ease of use as a relatively new hobby modeler. Leave a comment down below with the Scenics. I'll give you my email. All right. So what I'm going to do, I mean, this is good looking stuff right now. I'm gonna be honest. But thinner would be better. If we can thin it a little bit, that'd be awesome. Right now, it's not gonna flow at all. It's the exact. I mean, it's just a little thicker than the Waves product, or actually right about the same as the Waves product. Now, one of the things I was going to mention that's going on over here with the layout, these Woodland Scenics products, when they're drying, I'm noticing that some of my undercolors on my rocks are starting to show a little bit, which is really cool. It looks really good, like the red and what's that yellowish brown color? Those washes are showing up a little bit better through the rocks. What I guess is happening, I guess the product as it's drying, I guess it's kind of pulling some of the paint off into the I'm not putting my hands in it, Claude. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna do that off camera because I don't have gloves and stuff. I'm not doing that because I can't type. I mean, Dave's Dave's experiment is not going to be valid. So, Dave's soap, that enough? And some water, Dave? Or no? He did mention water, so I'm going to splash it. Maybe I should do them individually. And what I have is I'm going to put it on this if we get anything to try to work and see how it dries. I got to go on and tell y'all now, I used blue Dawn dish soap, but that thinned. And had I used clear dish soap, I don't know how this is going to be. I probably didn't put enough. Uh, I probably did. It's like it's almost a little too thin, but I am going to pour it. It did thin. It's a little clumpy still, but I can tell that this possibly would work. And the reason why I suggested obviously changing the color, if you use a clear soap, you're not going to have this tint. I'm going to lay a little on here. It's way too thin. But depending upon how that dries, just going to see how it dries. It thinned it. All right, mineral spirits. John, I think John made an excellent suggestion. I'm watching intently because it kind of looks good. I mean, it really kind of looks good. This pretty much looks like what old boy Luke APS did. Look at that, y'all. This might run right here. What James say? It Claude might do that right now because he got a few in him. Let's do something. Oh man, my boy. Look here. Let me explain to y'all. I've been working with stuff like this a lot. As that dries, you can make waves, ripples, whatever with that. I do, however, want to see how it dries. Now, again, Dave's experiment's not 100%. I'm gonna tell you what, John, that looks good. I'm wanting to mess with that and make it a wave as it hardens. And that's, all I do. Y'all might actually have some suggestions for hints, but uh if that dries right, man. All right, moving on. The 91% isopropyl. And Dave, I guess that soap with the water, the soap in there does something. Mm, I might should have tried it a little, but here's the thing. If I can do it, I'm not doing it really thin. This is like ripples consistency right here. But that's 91% isopropyl. So actually, this will run right here. This is thin, a little bit thinner than ripples. Soap does make it. Soap works it, Dave. And so let's do this. This is thinner, which is fine. I actually I wanted it to be thinner because I wanted to get it to where it will run. Wow. And last but not least, the vinegar solution. And this, like, oh, I looked over there for the camera. That's crazy. This, like Dave's experiment, is going to be half, but because this has something besides white vinegar in it. Art wanted white vinegar. I either don't have or can't find it quick enough. So I'm going to use this to try. Claude, this could be your blow up right here because I don't know what's in it, my brother. I know that I use this as a cleaner. It's a pre-made cleaner for if the pet has an accident. Which I have a puppy dog I've that's part mine, and she can be out in the yard for 3 hours and she'll come in and go to the bathroom. I ain't joking. And the dog's like 12 or something, so I'll spare you the saying. Dave, yours is foamy. Well, duh, because of the soap. But I'm wondering, and this is actually foamy too, because this has got some kind of cleaner. And this is not going to work. We're not going to blame Art on this one because this was not accurate. Whatever is in there that's soapy, that's a cleaner, is making this clump up. And that's what happened with the 70% isopropyl. The 70% isopropyl did not turn that into this. All right, this is very workable. If this dries and I can see the wood grain through it, I will use it unless Woodland Scenics would like to help out on the expansion, layout expansion, and donate some product. Then I would be more than willing to use it because it is a fantastic product. Woodland Scenics is a fantastic product. But we might can make it. Will it be as good? I doubt it. But we're gonna see when it dries. It's actually drying a lot, like I can already tell. And Mr. John, yours looks fantastic already. I gotta show y'all that again. Look at John's. And it's almost dry already. Wow. That Johnny something. I want to thank you for all your suggestions. Dave and Art, I want to formally apologize that I could not properly perform your experiment. What I am going to say, though, hey, Dave, he's here. Dave, well, Dave? Okay, look here, Dave. This is an improper experiment with water because it was not performed correctly. Dave suggested dish soap and a little water and massaging it with your hands until it's gooey like water. And I didn't use my hands, so improper. John suggested mineral spirits to the caulk to thin it to a more workable consistency. Here that is right there. It is drying, looking fantastic right now. It's basically dry on the top already. This is the caulk with, it's a thinner. This is just 91% isopropyl. So what I'm going to say is if 91% isopropyl will work, that's what I'm going to use because you can buy that at Dollar General. So I think Dave, and I want to thank you, Dave. Dave did some research and found that when Luke APS uses 99% isopropyl with that. And I could see that with like a similar product. And I could see that working even better. I can. And Dave, anyway, I told that story to say Dave's Trains gave me a comment that you can obtain the 99% alcohol because we talked about that. You can obtain the 99% alcohol from Granger. All right. So if you're interested in ordering some to dilute some caulk or whatever, 99% can be obtained from Granger. Also, Art put a link to my video in the comments below that is on pouring the water. And if you'll take that link, Art put a link to another product that will certainly work. Okay, so we got a few drying over here. John, yours looks fantastic, my brother. And golly. I believe that it can be worked. I believe that this is a fantastic product. This is a fantastic product. But if I'm wanting to do water on a budget, if I'm wanting to put water on my layout with under a budget, I would get a clear hybrid caulk. I don't know if the cheap caulk will work. See, because the reason I bought the DAP 3.0, Container Man said not to do that, and he's possibly right. But because it could have been somebody promoting that product. But it was specifically said to use that and then use 99% alcohol. All right. So I don't know if there's something about that or if they were advertising for Dow. I honestly don't know, but I'm going to check because the next thing I'm going to buy is the cheapest clear caulk I can find at Dollar General. And I'm going to try to mix it and pour it. But I, if you're at a point in life where you can afford the Woodland Scenics products, I would buy them. Absolutely. If you are running your train and you're on a budget and you're trying to, okay, here's my thing. I'm going to bet that the quality is slightly less than the Woodland Scenics products. I'm going to bet that. But the cost is so much less that to probably reduce just a tiny bit of quality, you can save so much money. So again, my recommendation obviously is to use the pre-made products if you can afford them, if they're affordable to you and you don't have problems in that regard. And also, if you are that fortunate, I'd like for you to buy some for me and send them to me. But you know what I'm saying is, that works. And the blue from the soap tinted the stuff perfect. Do you see what I'm talking about now? We got a little ripple wave deal here that's intentional. Here's John's stuff. It's DAP 3.0, Dave. $7. DAP 3.0, crystal clear 3.0 DAP. It's an advanced hybrid sealant. And again, the video that I watched was adamant about using this, but I'm going to try the other. But okay, look, you're talking about the tube of this thin to that with that. I mean, you're looking at, if the cheaper caulk works, if the less experienced caulk works, you're talking about $2 or $3 for every 10 ounces of water you're going to pour. And that's wave consistency. So you thin to ripples, and then you've thinned out, then you're getting even more out of the product. You thin to pouring water, and you even had probably doubled the product. Okay, because right there was about the consistency that I would have done. And I'm going to say I was 50-50 caulk, maybe a little less, maybe a little more caulk, maybe 60% caulk, 40% isopropyl. And I did not, hey, Steve popped in for a second. Hey, Steve, I got a cheap water alternative, I think. And so, yeah, we're going to find a place to put some water on your layout, my brother. Steve just did an expansion, so we got plenty of room to mess with him. So, James, you spend, and who is you? And you spend $2 and we get the same results. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Is it looks like for $3 or $4, depending upon thickness, I can get anywhere from 10 to 20 ounces of water for $3. I do not know, and I cannot speak on the quality of that. I don't know how it's going to dry. I don't know how it's going to look when it's dry. I don't know how it's going to behave. And so we'll just have to have more experiments to come. Now, I am going to say this. I need to stop messing with it because it's getting gooey, and that ain't good. The stuff that I haven't messed with looks fine. John's stuff looks great. And the way this is behaving now, I'm going to say maybe 99% would work better. And I bet mineral spirits is the equivalent. Mineral spirits and 99%. I mean, they're probably close to each other, right? Yeah, yeah, Tiny. Now, I'm not going to build a diorama about this, but I have to show y'all. I guess I showed you already, but I'm going to show y'all again because we got new people in. It's kind of hard to get a good view for y'all where you can actually see the water. Now, I used absolutely all the products on that. I mean, pretty much the caulk is about like waves straight out of the thing. I don't know why you would need to do whole. It's a little thicker than waves, maybe, or right about the exact same. And if you can use mineral spirits or 99 or 91, 99, you cannot use anything lower than 91, is my experience. 70 made it a gooey mess. 91 looked great, but I don't want to mess with it because at a certain point, when I start messing with it, it kind of got gooey. John's mineral spirits look fantastic, and they kind of have out the box. I'm interested to see how the mineral spirits will behave. I'm interested to see how it'll behave a little thinner with the mineral spirits. Probably, well, where I'm going to press forward is I'm going to try the cheaper caulk with the mineral spirits, and I'm going to try to use the actual mineral spirits and the caulk in a flowing pour fashion and see how that works. If you have not, shameless plug, if you have not seen my video, I'm sure most of y'all probably have, and I sure appreciate y'all watching and commenting and supporting the channel. Thank you so much, and being on here today too. We're about to hit an hour, so I'm going to let y'all run. I don't know if before I do run, I would like to ask, is there a stream tonight for us modelers? Art, to answer your question, I don't know. Mine are curing now, but I wouldn't say rigid because I've had some cure on this and they're not rigid. It's kind of spongy. Chemically, they are similar. Okay. Hey, Claude, thank you for that. I always forget to ask people to do that. Black Mountain Station. Hey, how you doing? I just noticed you. I saw a comment. We're happy to have you here. Again, I put out a video this morning on pouring this water, and if you have not seen that already, please do so and share that with other modelers and on other platforms, because I don't use any other platforms, so I don't want to use any because I don't. It's a long story. Anyway, but yeah, if y'all want to share it, I would appreciate that other video. 6 is coming out Saturday and looking good. And I am struggling with my editing. I'm trying Lightworks now, and having trouble with the cloud and downloading from the cloud into my computer and then to Lightworks. And I don't know. I'm working on it. It's frustrating. But hey, Fernando is here, y'all. We're glad to have Fernando. Fernando, I gotta go though. We've been on an hour, so maybe you can go replay it. And I uploaded a video this morning too. So yeah, it seems like it might work if I can just be patient enough to sit down. John, what's happening is I get to the point where I need to upload my video and I don't have time to play with Lightworks, so I end up doing it on my phone, and my phone's starting to not be able to handle the videos the way I'm doing them because I'm shooting them different now, and they're a lot larger the way I'm shooting them. But it's a lot more workable for me. I'm not doing a lot of the starting and stopping on the camera and everything. Well, Claude, do we have anybody to hang out with tonight was the question. Yeah, that's what I'm trying, because that word that you said at the beginning is extremely important to me right now, more so than normally. Again, do we have a stream where we can hang out this evening? Anybody know about that? Fernando, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Do we have Hot Rod Rodney? Somebody said he may or may not be on. That's awesome if he does, because we can go hang out. And that's what I was hoping for. The longer the what? The longer you what, James? Yeah. Hopefully Hot Rod Rodney's doing one. Oh, no, Fernando. I don't have any passenger cars yet because my turn radiuses are still too tight. I made them too tight, so I can't run a passenger car yet because the turns are too tight and they will derail because they're too long. When you're making your first layout, don't make the mistake that I did, Fernando. Don't make your turn radiuses too tight. I'm curious to see what James was talking about. James said, the longer you LS, the more subs join your channel and get them interested. The longer you, duh. I'm sorry. I mean, James, that should have been self-explanatory. That's all on me. Yeah, and we are trying to get people on, and what I would love to have is I'd like to know for sure if Hot Rod Rodney's going on. And if he's not, one of y'all fools need to go live and let me jump on with y'all. I'm going to start pushing some of y'all to do that. Bill. It ain't going to cost Bill but about $60 to go live. And I'm fixing to get him. I'm going to start working on Bill. Because, see, but Bill flirted with going live, y'all, about 3 months ago. He might not act like it now, but Bill was about to start going live about 3 months ago. And, life happens or something happened, but he hadn't been doing it a whole lot, I guess. He did some tests, and he forgot to click private. So, but what I'm going to do, everybody, is I'm going to pick on Bill enough to where he starts going live so we can get him on. Because to answer your question or to respond to I go such a long way around stuff, man. I'm sorry. But to answer was to respond to what you're saying, James. After live streaming about an hour, it actually starts to get really warm in here because I have a lot of lights on that don't normally need to be on or have to be on. And so it really starts to get warm in here, and I start to get tired of talking and get ready to maybe do some work on the layout. Yeah, and that's the thing. I've actually had people that I really respect, that I respect their YouTube knowledge, their YouTube character, the way they handle themselves on other streams and this kind of thing. And I've had some just suggestions. Just let it play while you're working and all this stuff. And I don't really want to do that. I mean, it's. I mean, I'm at my home. Anybody can knock on the door. I mean, all kind of stuff. It's just I have household responsibilities and duties, and I have a young daughter that I love to spend time with and run trains with. And that's one of the things, James. She's not 4, and I am in no way comfortable having her on video at all. And maybe I should think about that, but I am not comfortable with that. And so if she's out here hanging out, the cameras are shut down and off and turned around and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So that's a long way to explain why I don't do that, James. And two, I have people who are very good to me and they support my channel. And when I go live, they come on and they actually pay attention and they're commenting. And I don't want to keep them on forever either. And because they're good to me about doing that. And I appreciate them for that. And they know who I'm talking about. All of them do. And yeah, see, Black Mountain, I'm not comfortable with that. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, she likes to run trains and she is cute as heck. And she likes to have videos shot of her running trains. And I could do a channel of her running trains for kids. And I'm not going to exploit my child. But what I'm telling you is it would work. Because she loves it and she's beautiful and cute and she enjoys doing the stuff, and it would be very cute. But I'm not exploiting my child, nor do I want her on video. I'm just saying I think a lot of I think about the channel and how it works and all that. Fernando, to answer your question before I cut out, because I'm about to go, I'm hot. And live stream tomorrow is Thursday. It will be earlier. I can guarantee you that if I live stream tomorrow, which I should, but if I do, it will be earlier than today. Most likely in the lunchtime hours. Could even go morning, but I really like, we get a good group in the afternoon too. I just don't know what y'all's guys' schedules are. And so I like to have y'all here. Tomorrow is Friday. Today is Thursday. Cheese and Pete, y'all. I have to apologize. I had a schedule change that happened today. A very important schedule change that happened today. And when that happened, that shifted my days. And my thinking is we are Wednesday. And it is. Duh. Okay. Thank you, guys. What would I do without y'all? I don't even know what day it is. Fernando, to answer your question, on Friday. Basically, the same thing that's going to happen for me in regard to my schedule tomorrow is the same thing that would have happened on Thursday before the schedule change, which is why I thought it was Thursday. So to answer your question is the exact same way I answered it before. I will be on live. It will be early. Brother Vinny comes on at 7. That's BNSF 6951. Brother Vinny comes on at 7. And then we got Track Smack at 7 Pacific on Saturday morning. That's 9 p.m. Central Time. Track Smack. I'm a moderator there. Appreciate y'all come over and hang out. We actually got some exciting stuff going on over there. We're fixing to break out a few new things, and Mr. Brown is got some moving in some good directions on his Track Smack channel for sure. I love it. And yeah, you can tell I'm getting tired. I don't know what day it is. I don't know if it's AM or PM, but this is about as long as I suggest anybody going live, including myself. We had the experiment, so I didn't get to talk to y'all. But since I got you, let's look before we go. '91 mineral spirits. I'm assuming that I can make the mineral spirits thinner to pour like the consistency of the clear pour water, and that's my next try. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be doing that with a much less expensive caulk even. I'm trying to save even more money. And I appreciate all you guys today for stopping in, for hanging out, for watching with me, for chatting. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I was off then too. It's Thursday. I was getting ready to shift into Friday mode. Things were going great. Something happened. I had to shift back to Tuesday mode. And visiting with y'all got me back to Thursday. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a really good night. Don't forget I uploaded a video this morning. Got another one coming out Saturday. Share this with other modeling friends and other modelers in general. We're trying to get together with some people who don't necessarily run trains but do a lot of modeling. And maybe we can talk them into putting a train on there, and maybe they can help us with some of our scenery. Y'all have a good evening. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Hopefully I'll see y'all with Hot Rod Rodney. If not, I'll see y'all tomorrow around lunchtime.